Students get ready to register for classes.
And Student Appreciation Day. Stay tuned. Troy Trojan Vision News starts now.
From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network at Troy, Alabama's International University, this is Troy Trojan Vision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy Trojan Vision News for April 4th, 2016. I'm Sarah Singletary.
And I'm Jordan Elston. Thank you for joining us this evening. Troy University students will register for summer classes later this week, and they will be doing so using a brand new registration system. Summer registration begins on Wednesday, and this will be the first semester Troy students will register for classes using the new online student planning system. The new system will allow students to plan out their entire collegiate career while at the same time registering for individual semesters.
Student planning is an online advising and registration system that is working in tandem with our current registration processes, but it's the first time that we've ever had a true online advising process that was 100% connected to the registration and the planning of student courses.
Once again, early registration for the summer semester starts this Wednesday. Early registration for the fall starts on April 13th.
While some students will be getting ready for summer classes on the Troy campus on Wednesday, students from all of Troy University's campuses worldwide will be feeling some Trojan love. The second annual Troy University Student Appreciation Day will be this Wednesday. Troy campuses all over the world will be holding celebrations celebrating the students that make up the worldwide Trojan family. The celebration is a way for the school to formally show appreciation for the students.
We want our students to know how much we appreciate them and value them, not for what they're going to do for us later, but what they do now, for Troy University and the great reputation that we have with our students.
The celebration on the Troy campus will be on the Bibb Graves Quad from 10 to 3. The Montgomery campus will have a celebration from 11 to 1 and from 4 to 6 in the Whitley Hall lobby. Information on other site celebrations can be found at troy.edu/appreciation. Troy University is filled with a variety of personalities among the students, faculty, and staff. And starting today, we're going to take a look at some of those interesting individuals that make up the Trojan family.
Today, Chelsea Williams introduces us to a professor whose failed dreams of military service made way for a career of teaching history.
Dr. Kruckelberg has been challenging students to think about the world from different perspectives since he began teaching at Troy University in 2012. In fact, he says that if studying history doesn't bring you out of your comfort zone, then you're probably not doing it right.
It should make you uncomfortable, right? It should challenge your notions, whether it be about religion, politics, family, sexuality, whatever the case may be.
Kruckelberg says that changing a student's perspective of the world is not his top concern. He simply wants students to be aware that there are other perspectives.
It's important to step out of our culture so we can see how other people see those things, and if that changes the way we see things, then great, and if not, great too, but it's important to at least be aware of other ways of seeing things.
Dr. K says his goal as an instructor is for each class to be an eye-opening experience for each student, which is quite ironic when you consider the fact that he may not be an instructor had it not been for the failure of his own eyes.
When I was a senior in high school, I tried to do kind of the early enlistment for the Marine Corps, and they wouldn't take me because they said I was too blind.
You see, Kruckelberg's family has a strong military background. His grandfather served in World War II, and his father and uncle served during the Vietnam War. So when becoming a Marine was no longer an option, he decided to become the first of his family to attend college.
Kind of when I made that decision that I was going to go to college, I started taking school, my senior year of high school, more seriously, and I think I managed to pull myself up into the bottom third of my graduating class because I kind of turned things around that last year.
Kruckelberg went on to gain a bachelor's degree from the University of North Texas and a PhD from the University of Michigan. His inability to become a Marine proved to be a minor setback for a major comeback. Chelsea Williams, Troy Trojan Vision News.
In our next installment of Trojan Profiles, we will meet the individual who helps keep Trojan informed about what's going on through social media.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. More two-officer police teams are patrolling in Montgomery after a white officer on solo patrol shot and killed a black man in February. Police Chief Ernest Finley says 2-man patrol units have been assigned to 6 high-crime districts in a pilot program that will likely be expanded.
Police in Mobile are investigating the slaying of a man found with an apparent gunshot wound in a home's driveway. Officers found the 32-year-old victim while responding at about 12:40 a.m. Monday to a call of disorderly conduct and shots fired.
Police in Alabama say officers shot and killed a person reported as a possible suicidal motorist after the driver threatened them with a weapon. The Alabama State Bureau of Investigations and the Macon County Sheriff's Department are investigating the Sunday shooting by Auburn police officers.
Still to come on Troy Trojan Vision News, the Trojan baseball team was in action over the weekend against New Orleans. Brian Renfro has more on the series in sports.
And presidential candidate battle for Wisconsin continues. More on that after the break, so stay with us.
The stakes get higher with each and every primary. Now the focus is on Wisconsin as presidential candidates battle for delegates there. I'm Craig Boswell at the White House. That's coming up.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
French fries. Finding best potatoes.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy Trojan Vision News.
The women's golf team won yet another tournament over the weekend, this time in Mississippi at the Rebel Intercollegiate. The Trojans were led by, you guessed it, Fatima Fernandez-Cano, as Cano earned her 5th individual title of the season. The Trojans had a 20-shot lead heading into Sunday's third and final round after shooting a 6-under 282 in Saturday's second round. The Trojans' 4 over 292 on Sunday was the third best round of the day as the Trojans cruised to victory. Head coach Bart Barnes comments on the team's success over the weekend.
Great individual performances, which put together equals a great team performance. I really can't say enough about the group. I thought they played amazing. The conditions were tough. A lot of wind the first couple of rounds, playing a regional length golf course. So I feel like we made a real big statement as far as what this team is capable of, the potential they have, and it's really a testament to all the hard work they put in.
And that hard work has resulted in a pretty successful year so far for the Trojans. 3 wins total for the team so far this year. And now the Trojans will take a well-deserved 2-week break to prepare for the Raven Golf Course in Miramar Beach, Florida, the site of the Sun Belt Conference Championship. The Troy baseball team welcomed New Orleans to Riddle Pace Field over the weekend. The Trojans fell to New Orleans in the first game of the series on Saturday, snagged a 9-6 win in the second game, and looked to do the same on Sunday in the third and final game of the series. Jamal Kennedy has the highlights from Sunday's game.
80s weekend was wrapped up in a big way on Sunday, a Trojan victory. The Trojans took the rubber match of the series at Riddle Pace Field over the Privateers of New Orleans by a final score of 9-4. Lucas Brown got the start for Troy, and after he gave up 3 runs in the top of the third inning, it was smooth sailing from there on out.
I thought he gave into it a little bit, but he refocused, and I thought he was terrific in the 4th, 5th, and 6th inning. He did give up the run in the 6th, but his stuff was good. And then after the 6th, I felt like he had done enough. He had hit a pitch count we were comfortable with, came out with the lead, so I was really pleased how he bounced back after that one shaky inning.
After Brown gave up the 3 runs in the top of the third, the Trojans batted around in the bottom half, scoring 6 runs on 3 consecutive doubles and a big 2-run bopper from Joey Dennison to round out the inning.
And we answered in a big way. We had a big inning. We scored 6. We had 4 doubles and a homer in the inning, something to really build on. And that was the difference in the game. The 9-4 final, that 6-run inning, set us up to win that baseball game. So it was a critical inning in the game and ended up being the difference in the game.
It wasn't all offense for the Trojans today, as Chase Smart had a couple of web gems over at the hot corner.
Well, he did play well at third today, had a lot of activity. Lucas Brown's a guy that pitches inside a lot to right-handers, and they do pull the ball quite a bit. He made a couple above average plays, made every routine play he was supposed to make. So his versatility is a good thing. You know, he's our best catcher. He can also play different infield positions, but he was terrific today defensively at third base.
Of the 9 total hits on the day for the Trojans, 6 went for extra bases. Jamal Kennedy, Troy Trojan Vision Sports.
The Trojans return to Riddle Pace Field on Wednesday against Samford at 6 p.m. The Trojan softball team was in action in South Carolina over the weekend against the South Carolina Gamecocks. The Trojans failed to put up any runs in the first game on Saturday, losing to the Gamecocks by a final of 8-0. And on Sunday, the Trojans looked to bounce back in the second game of the series. Troy scored in every single inning on Sunday except for the first and sixth innings and even boasted 7 hits throughout the game. However, the Gamecocks had a huge third inning, putting up 6 runs on the board. The Trojans fired back in the 5th inning when junior Becca Hartley blasted one over the center field wall, cutting the Gamecocks' lead to 10-6. The Trojans then added 1 more run in the top of the 7th inning to make the final score 10-7. And with these 2 losses over the weekend, assistant coach Alex Hupp and the rest of the coaching staff are still proud of the way the Trojans competed.
We didn't come out on top, but we definitely competed so much better, and the girls came in with a lot more confidence and a little chip on their shoulder to show, like, you know, we're not that team that lost that on Saturday. That's not how we play ball. And so we came back on Sunday. You know, we still made a few mistakes, but we fought till the end, and we won the late innings. And that's something that we really preach on our team is winning the late innings and, you know, playing till the last out. And I definitely think we did that, and our coaching staff is definitely proud of our girls.
Trojans will take the field on Wednesday at 6 p.m., this time heading over to the Plains for a matchup against the Auburn Tigers. The women's tennis team took the court on Saturday in search for its 11th win of the season. Khadijah Torbert has the highlights from the Lunsford Tennis Complex.
The Troy University women's tennis team Saturday evening beat the Bulldogs of Alabama A&M 6-1 in both doubles and singles competition. And it was clear to see that this win meant a lot to head coach Rawia Osisi, especially after the South Alabama defeat from last week.
It's good for the girls, you know, finishing, you know, with a win, a last home match, and coming after like the match we played a few days ago against South Alabama.
If you were a spectator at Saturday's game, you may have noticed the doubles competition seemed more intense than the singles competition. OCC says that focus played a huge part in the victories across the board that she wanted the girls to showcase.
Well, the girls a little bit today was so focused and quiet. And I told them actually in the match today I want to focus on certain, you know, things on your game. They were more fired up. I know in the doubles I had a different lineup in the doubles, so doubles is easier because you got, you know, the players next to each other and the communication. But again, the court spread out. They were winning, so they didn't want to be loud. They were focusing on different other things inside their play itself.
LCC says the home court was the same, but she changed positions and the environment for her girls in the Alabama A&M sets to see how they would handle the pressure for preparations for the upcoming conference championship matches.
This match today is kind of, you know, preparing one steps to preparing the girls, you know, for the conference championship. It was a different type of like environment to them. I mean, it's the same home courts, but just different type, you know, of preparation. We did something different out of, you know, the comfortable zone. We switched different things in lineup. We did something just to get them prepared under a different pressure or a different situation. How would they play? And, you know, I stepped out of the court in a lot of matches and let them play.
The win over Alabama A&M marked the number 6 win of its last 8 matches for the Trojans. Khadijah Torbert, Trojan Vision Sports.
The Trojans will head out to Boone, North Carolina on Friday for a Sun Belt Conference matchup against Georgia State. Friday's game will begin at 9 a.m. Troy track and field team had a successful weekend in Gainesville, Florida at the Florida Relays. Starting off in the field, junior thrower Zach Douglas finished in first place for the Trojans in the shot put competition, and freshman India Somerville finished in 14th place in the women's shot put. And out on the track, the men's track team finished in 21st place in the 4x100 meter relay. The Trojans will travel to Auburn this week to compete in the Tiger Classic on Friday and Saturday.